I wasn't being fulfilled. At some point, Dean, I really got like depressed. I really started feeling depressed. I was going in a state of depression. And I was like, I'm about to tear up. I had to get out. I didn't know what I was going to do. It is fearful, like it was fearful for me. But I also knew that I had to give my children more. They deserve more, and I wanted to give them more, so I had to be that example.
Now, before we get started with today's powerful message, I want to remind you to go to deanstraining.com. That's deanstraining.com, and reserve your spot for the powerful online training I'm doing with my dear friend Tony Robbins to show you how to tap into one of the fastest growing industries on the planet to make impact and gain next level success. Go to deanstraining.com. Welcome to the Dean Graziosi Show. All success starts right here. Tell me a little bit about you.
So I am a mom of 5.
Wow, congratulations.
Wife. Yes. And I'm a real estate investor. And so KBB really resonated with me because I was in the planning phases in my mind of wanting to do an event, which I had never done before. And so when I saw KBB, I was like, it was like a godsend. Like, this is perfect timing. I had to get it.
Yeah. So tell me let's back up a little bit. So you're a real estate investor. Tell me what you do in real estate.
I wholesale.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started wholesaling in August of last year. So I've been wholesaling for about a year. And throughout that process, I started acquiring properties, buying, holding for myself for cash flow purposes. So I
amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
You know, real estate's my foundation.
Yeah, I know
That's
it.
where I came from. That's what got me out of that's what started me on this journey was real estate. I have a debt of gratitude to real estate.
Life-changing.
Yeah. And people, it's another one of those things until somebody shows you, you think it's, I could never do that. I need money to make money. You have all those myths, right?
That's right.
It takes money to make money. It won't work where I live. There's too many savvy investors where I live. And then all of a sudden you get someone to teach you and you're able to do it.
Life-changing.
Yeah. So you have a skill, you acquired a skill. Now, how did you learn wholesaling in real estate?
So I first read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? And that opened up my mind to the possibility. Yeah. And then I took Sean Terry's course.
That's awesome.
I'm a connoisseur of courses. So
yeah.
I took Sean Terry's Flip to Freedom course, and it's been,
So here's what I love is you learned a new skill.
Yes.
By getting self-education. Someone who's already doing it.
Yep.
You paid for a course, you got the course. That course puts you in the real estate business. You started wholesaling, making money, buy and hold, so you have cash flow.
Yep.
Just real quick, what did you do before real estate?
So I have a degree, okay? So I have a degree in finance. So I worked in investment banking prior to, And, with children, working in corporate America, it didn't give me that work-life balance that I needed to, to be there with my children. And so I've been self-educating ever since.
I love it. And isn't it amazing? Like, I don't know about you, but when you were in high school and then you went to college, did you even have any idea this world existed? That there was
Never.
There was courses and training and masterminds and workshops and self-education. Like, no one said to you, there's no college in this direction. There's college in that direction. And there's this other route that you can learn from other people.
I had no idea. Like, it was always taught to me, just like probably most people, go to high school, get good grades so you can get into college. You go to college and then you work and, get a good job with benefits, So that's what I did,
Yeah. And you know how many people are watching now that are in that, like you probably were for a while when you were in corporate America. You're in transition. Like there's more for you. You know there's something different for you. And I think a lot of people feel that. And that's why I'm so excited to have you here and talk with you, because a lot of people think, I want to do something else, but can I really do it?
Right.
So I love the fact that you quit corporate America.
Yeah.
You paid for education, you got in the real estate business.
Yeah.
Were you, anybody in your family in the real estate business? No, you were just like, I'm going. Anybody think you were crazy?
Yep.
Everybody.
My mom's telling me, you need to go get a job. You need to get a job. You have children, you need benefits, things like that. I was like, listen, I'm going all in, I don't have anything to lose. I'm going all in, and I did it. And I did 6 figures my first year,
Wow, there you go. That's amazing. I love the fact that you went against the grain, right?
Yes.
Like everybody, you had a corporate America job in finance. Everybody was probably like, she's got the job.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Why the heck would you ever quit it? But being a mom of 5, that's
Yeah.
incredible. I got my 3rd one on the way.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And my wife wants another 3 or 4 more, so I might pass you. I might pass you. I might have gray hair by the time my last one's born. But, you know, but I love the fact that, because there's so many people that are in that transition. Like, they thought this is what they were supposed to do. You know, like, I mean, when you were in high school, you would have thought, oh, if I go to college, get good grades, and get a job in finance, that'd be amazing. And all of a sudden you're there, and you're a mom, and you realize you're being dictated by someone else.
Yep.
Is that how you felt?
Yeah, absolutely. Have to ask for permission to go and visit, you know, my children's school whenever they're in activities and things like that, you know. And, you know, you have them in daycare, you know, they get germs and they get sick, and have to call in, you know, from work, and then you get back from work and you feel overwhelmed at your job because you've been away with your children sick and things like that.
Yeah, and let me just be honest, like, and I bet just a lot of moms feel this.
Yeah.
If you're at a job that's draining you, you're not the best version of you to your kids. I know that. When I have my own business, if I have a bad day, which are rare because I get to make my own decision, but if I have a bad day, it's hard to not bring that home with you. And I just doing this for so many years. I know so many people that said I wasn't a good version of me when I was working for someone else, by someone else's clock, by someone else's rules, compared to doing your own thing.
Yeah, and you get home and you know, if you have a commute, which I had a long commute, get home and you're drained, and you still have to, you know, cook and, you know, try to give your children some time, but you're drained, you know? And especially, like, even though as entrepreneurs, sometimes we put in long hours, but you're so fulfilled and, you know, you're so happy doing what you're doing. Yeah. You find that energy. It's like it's still there.
Right, because you're building your future.
That's right.
So I love this. So you went to school, got good grades, got into corporate America, had a good job. Everybody was like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. And then you're like, no, I'm out. I'm pulling the chute.
That's right.
I'm jumping. And you went into real estate. Yeah. No one in your family was doing it. Nope. You didn't know, like, you didn't have a background in real estate, didn't go to college for real estate. So I love that. And you did 6 figures in real estate your first year.
That's right.
That's amazing. Yep. So then, okay, so this is what I love. You got self-education. You cut a check and you saw that it worked. You paid for someone.
Absolutely.
And then you started thinking the same thing I did. See, the reason I love this so much is because in my 20s, I gave Tony Robbins money. Yeah. Right? Like, legit. I watched this guy on an infomercial. I just believed him. Yeah. I gave him money. My entire family told me I was insane. Like, you're going to pay, you paid for information? Yeah. That guy jumps up and down and like, that didn't get it. Like, that's what my family looked at me like I was nuts. Yeah. But it transformed my life, and it made me want to do the same thing you do. I paid Tony Robbins. I got this course. Yes. My life shifted. And within 2 years, I was on TV in an infomercial selling my course, because I was like, he changed my life. I want to change other people's lives. And let me be honest, I wanted to get paid for doing it. Yeah. But wow, like, who would have ever thought that we could be in the business of helping others? So now you do real estate for a year. Yeah. And now it's time, you felt like I did. How do I give it back? Is that what you're thinking?
Exactly. I mean, I was just, you know, sharing my success stories. You know, sometimes I might post a check or just tell people, you know, a scenario, what happened with a real estate transaction and things like that. And I would get flooded with inboxes of people.
How'd you do it?
Yeah. How'd you do it? You know, some were inspired. You know, you're a mom. Like, how are you managing doing this business and being a mom and things like that? And, you know, I was just like, wow, like, people are resonating with me. That wasn't my intention. Yeah. But the people, you know, they were. And I was like, I have to, some kind of way, I have to give, you know,
pay it forward.
Pay it forward, exactly. I have to.
So tell me, so then you said, all right, I've been doing real estate for a year, time to share it.
Yeah, time to share it.
So tell me from that point on. I know you were pregnant at the time.
Yeah. Like, literally. So actually, I got pregnant my 2nd month after starting real estate. After I closed my first deal, I was pregnant the second month. So I was pregnant.
Celebrating.
Yeah. So I was pregnant my whole real estate career, okay? And so then, you know, a lot of women in the industry, right? It was like, I saw a common denominator, and women were feeling like they needed their own space in this male-dominated industry, right? I
totally get it.
So I'm like, okay, I'll create it, right? I'll create it. I'll create an event for women only. And so that's what I did.
Right. But you thought about this, and then you got KBB. So tell me what happened. So you were thinking about it.
I was thinking about putting on an event. I've never done an event before, right? But, and also, I like warm weather. Like, I'm loving Phoenix, right? I love warm weather, so I wanted to do it someplace warm. And so I live in North Carolina, so I was thinking Miami. So again, I wanted to do an event never done it before, and it was going to be in a state, states away, in a city that I've never been to before. I got KBB, and it was like everything was there for like the whole blueprint. It's like follow it step by step, and like you can't lose. And so I started, going through the course and everything, and I don't know, Dean. It was like I said, it was perfect timing for me. I'm pregnant. I was literally, in May, I was 6 or 7 months pregnant.
Wow.
And so when I actually launched the event, I was 8 months pregnant. Wow. So I was 8 months pregnant, and actually the week after I launched the event, I had my baby. So I'm in the hospital while tickets are selling and things like that.
That is amazing.
Literally. Yeah. So this course has.
So tell me about the event. So because here's the thing, I got to talk about this journey. College, because that's what everybody told you to do. After college, you got yourself a good job in finance.
Yes.
Even though it was a good job, it wasn't good for you because it didn't give you the freedom you wanted.
Right.
Right. So against what everybody thought was probably good, you pulled the chute.
Yep.
You said, I'm going into real estate, and you paid someone for their education.
That's right.
So you realized you could pay for knowledge, kind of self-education.
That's right.
You learned specialized knowledge. So like me with Tony, I gave him a check, he changed my life, and I got in the space. So then you mastered real estate within a year.
Yeah.
And then you said, I want to give it back.
That's right.
Got KBB. So tell me about the first event.
So, okay, the first event, it was a 4-day event. The first day was a mastermind.
Okay.
So it was for 20 people. And actually, one of the KBB members, she came down from New York to my event, and she facilitated my mastermind for me.
Wow.
So I found her in the KBB community.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was
And that probably
phenomenal.
helped with your confidence.
Absolutely.
Right? Having someone else there to do it.
Yes, because, she had a background in real estate as well. And she had been, that's kind of like her thing.
Yeah.
And so, she came down and she facilitated the mastermind. It was a one-day event, like high level, kind of going into giving individuals a one-on-one time where they could, get more information, not the information about their business, but kind of let us know what problems they were having in their business and kind of get some answers to that. And everybody shared some things that were working with each other. And the feedback, Dean, that I got from that, it was so touching. Like women were like, they're still sending me gifts in the mail. Like I still get, unsolicited reviews from people that have been implementing the things that they learned from attending not only the mastermind, but the event itself. And so the other 2 days were just all women investors, all women in the audience coming and sharing and learning about different aspects of real estate investing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So here's the cool part. You totally took what you've learned, right? Paid it forward. And I guess I want to back up a little bit. If you ever told your 25-year-old version self that you'd quit a great job, you'd get into real estate, and then you would not only get in real estate, you would teach other women how to do it, what would you have said at 25?
At 25, I would like, no, you're crazy.
Right. And because, at least I felt this way. I felt like I could never be a teacher.
Yeah.
That's not what I do. But what you're doing is you're making an impact.
Yeah.
And you're making an impact in an industry headed towards $1 billion a day because the world is saying, let's just face it. If you rewind 20 years ago, if you said I wanted to get into real estate 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you probably would have thought, all right, what college specializes in real estate?
Right.
Right? Or maybe I can go work for a real estate company for 10 years, gain their knowledge and go.
Yeah.
Right?
See, I thought real estate, being a real estate agent, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
Go to school, you get a real estate license and become a real estate agent. But it's so much more to it than that. I never knew until I purchased the course.
So tell me some of the things you liked about the course.
Everything. My event. I launched my event, so I didn't actually get a chance to use it, but I'm using it on my next event because the women, they want to see 2020 happen. So I'm using it for the next event. And what really helped me, Dean, was there was a checklist because, again, I had never done an event before. So I had no idea, like, what to look for, things that I needed to be, take notice of and things like that. So I went through this checklist with the hotel. It helped me negotiate with the hotel. So I got an insane rate. Like the hotel, it was a boutique hotel where we had the event at. We got an insane rate. It was the hotel was phenomenal. And that's what, that really, really helped me because, again, I'm in the hospital with, with a baby.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, people are watching right now thinking, I could never do an event. You probably never thought you'd put on an event.
No.
Because we teach you how to do it virtual, you could do it online, do it through Zoom, but you decided in a different state, at a hotel you never went to do this event. And that's why, I mean, the fact of the matter is Tony and I have been doing this together for over 60 years, right? Him 40, me 20 plus. And what our hope was is we kind of figured this out.
Yeah.
And as Tony always says, condensed decades into days.
And
so every time you had a question like, how do I market this? You can go back and go, oh, this is how you market it.
Exactly.
And did you feel that way?
Everything is there. Every single thing is there. Also, I use, I forgot his name. Was it Tanner? That was teaching. He taught on how you like make contact with people to get them to come speak at your event and things like that. Like I took notes from that. I used those methods to reach out to individuals, and pretty much everybody that I reached out to agreed to come.
It's amazing.
So yeah, pretty much everyone. I also use techniques to get sponsors that I learned from the course. So I mean, it literally teaches you everything you need to do in order to have a successful event. And
so how many people did you end up having attend the event?
so total about 75.
Wow, your first one.
Yeah, and I spent no money in marketing, no ads. It was just my soft market. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I was happy with the turnout.
So tell me what's next for you.
So I'm going to do another event next year. So I'm already in the planning stages of that, and I want to do more instead of like I'm also going to have the mastermind as a part of the event, but I want to do more masterminds throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Well, I mean, because if you think about all the things you can do, I mean, if you were going to compare, I would love for you to compare your old career, which is still a great thing and a great accomplishment. I mean, it's still amazing what you're doing, but your old career, as much as you can then, and not just what you were doing or the money you were making, that's all important, but like how you felt on a regular basis compared to having the ability to help these women and get paid to do it. I mean, here's the thing, you gotta understand something. I'm in a phase of my life where I could check out. I don't have to do another thing.
Right.
And I don't say it to brag. I say it because I like being here with you and watching what you did. Like that fires me up. Like this is what I'm alive for at this phase. And I'm not saying it was always that way, but now it's all about impact. The next 40 years of my life, I'm going to impact as many lives as I possibly can. When I close my eyes, I want to be able to think that I left a legacy. I helped the people that you and I felt when you were at corporate America, or where I felt alone and I wasn't great at school, and I felt like I had no options. And there's a lot of people watching right now that feel like the only option they have is the one that they're in, and they're so wrong. And that's why we're shaking the trees and screaming from mountaintops, because we want to give more people that feeling of going, wow, there's more I can do. There's impact I can make on the world. I could make more money. So I would love for you to share even the way you felt on a regular basis, or maybe what your days were like what time did you get up, go to work, how'd you feel compared to what you're doing now?
Yes, so my day. So at the, I had like an hour commute. Okay. So I would get up maybe 5 to get the children ready for, daycare and things. And can you imagine like getting babies ready for daycare and things like that? Okay, that's a whole task in itself, okay? So an hour commute to work. And again, like I love the industry, like you were saying, like I love the industry of investment banking and everything like that. But I wasn't being fulfilled. It was like, for me, it was like no matter, I felt like there was a glass ceiling for me. No matter how hard I worked, no matter how much I contributed, it's like I almost felt like I was being disciplined to a degree because I had children and because I had to actually use my sick days. Yeah. And I had to use my vacation days, and not for vacation. I would have to use them to spend time with my children, or when they were, sick, or like I had to go and, visit them at school and things of that nature. Yeah. At some point, Dean, I really got like depressed. I really started feeling depressed. I was going in a state of depression, and I was like, I'm about to tear up. Okay. It's like I had to get out. I had to get out. I didn't know what I was gonna do. It is fearful, like for it was fearful for me, but I also knew that I had to give my children more. They deserve more, and I wanted to give them more, so I had to be that example. Like, if you're going to want your children to have someone to look up to, like, you have to be the one to start that for them.
Kids don't do what you say, they become who you are.
Exactly.
I mean, my kids are my best teachers. You probably feel the same way.
Yeah, they do. And I wanted to give them a life that I didn't have growing up. I wanted to give them more, and I wasn't going to do it where I was.
I'm really proud of you taking action. Yeah. So now how do you feel on a regular basis? What's your days like now?
I get up when I want. Well, I can't get up when I want to. First thing, I have children, but I do what I want. And I'm by no means, by no stretch of the imagination, am I rich or anything like that.
And that's not what it's about.
It's not at all. But I am making enough where I am able to provide a lifestyle where I can stay home, work from home. I'm there when my children get home from school, the older ones. I'm there with the younger ones, every day, and they help me, when we do, things like when I'm out driving for dollars. I know you know about that. We make an excursion. They come with me. It's like a treasure hunt. They're looking for vacant properties and things like that. And they came with me to the event. We all flew out together, and they were all there, and they felt proud. Like, that's my mom.
That's my mom. Yeah.
They were
think
proud.
of the example for them. When them watching you, there's no way they're going to settle anymore. Like, you don't have to tell them not to settle.
That's right.
You're showing them not to settle. And you're also showing them that you went against the norm, that people were probably questioning the decisions you made. And you can, and as they get older, you'll be able to tell those stories. Yeah, mom was in a corporate job, and I did all that, and that didn't fulfill me. I couldn't be there with you. I mean, I love the story. And what would you say? I would say there's probably 3 big questions. Or actually, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
You were already thinking about doing an event. But if we rewind maybe 6 months before that, what do you think, especially women, right now they're watching going, man, I want to do what she did. I want more freedom, but, and those big things, like, could this really work? Am I smart enough? Am I strong enough? Will my husband support me? Will my friends think I'm crazy? Will I fail? Like, those feelings, what would you say for someone, especially women that are watching right now, going, I want to do that, but I just don't know.
I'm telling you. You can do it. I mean, I am, like, use me as an example, as a shoulder, as whatever it is that you need, because I was able to do it. I am fortunate enough where I do have a husband that was supportive of of what I do. He is very supportive. But my family is not. They don't get it. I mean, they're getting it now because they see some level of success, They're starting to get it, but they didn't get it when I started. I did it with children. I did it with not having a plan B. I didn't have a plan B.
Yeah, you burned the boats.
Yeah, because you have to. Because if you do have a plan B, you're going to, a lot of people, they're going to use it.
Yeah.
I went all in, Dean. Like I said, I had to, and I would do it all over again. I've just never been happier in my life. I've never been happier and more fulfilled in my life than I am now.
Oh, isn't that the best piece of it, though?
It is.
And how you're going to get addicted to this, I'll tell you, because I know you mentioned it a couple times. You mentioned it in your video, but you already have these women telling you made an impact on their life.
Yes.
How addicting is it? I know it is for Tony and I. It's our whole lives.
It is. It's like a high that you want to get again, and it's like you want to just keep giving and giving and giving and coming up. I try to come up with more ways to just pour into people and give back as much as I possibly can. And I don't know if I shared it with you or not, Dean, but I would love to show you, like, some of the comments and the things that I've got.
I'd love to see them. Yeah, you need to send those to me.
I will send those to you because, I mean, people, they were making videos and and showing, like, they actually showed their business and things that they implemented from the event. And they're constantly like, when's the next one? Like, what are you doing? And they're asking me for mentoring and coaching. I may go into that because so many people are requesting.
You probably should. You really should.
Yeah, so.
Think about this. Were you a teacher before this?
Not at all.
Okay. Have you been in real estate? You taught real estate to women?
Yeah.
Have you been in real estate for 20 years?
Absolutely not.
10 years?
1 year.
1 year, right? Because that's what, and when Tony and I shared that if you're a year ahead of somebody, you're a chapter ahead. That means there are a lot of women right now getting into real estate today.
Yeah.
So they can do 2 things. They can learn through a whole year of trial and error.
Yep.
They could fail, succeed, fail, be depressed. This isn't going to work. People tell them they're crazy, and a lot of times quit.
Yep, quit.
Or they have the opportunity to learn. You had a whole year. You condensed that into 3 days.
Yep.
And you taught these women, and they got empowered, and they got to start off where you left off.
Yes.
So Tony and I have condensed decades into days. You condensed a year into days. That's okay, because you're a year ahead of them. You did 6 figures your first year in real estate, and now you're teaching these women how to do it. It's like, but here's the thing we were saying before, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you'd think what school to go to or what company to work with.
Exactly.
The world has shifted. Now they're saying, who can show me how to get there?
Right.
I mean, that's why this knowledge industry is on fire, is because people are going 4 years of college or a weekend with her. I'm going to pick the weekend down in Miami, and I'm going to get the stuff that actually, like the rubber hitting the road. I'm going to learn the stuff that I can take home, put in my business, and go.
Absolutely.
And that's what you did for them.
Yeah.
And I commend you. I mean it.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you
proud
so
of you.
much.
It's really cool. I know you kind of said this, but I'm going to hit it one more time, is because there's a lot of people right now watching this very minute.
Yeah.
And it's like their fingers above the button, and they're like, should I get this? It sounds too good to be true. Maybe she's friends with Dean, or she got lucky. No, but I mean, that's, all the stuff that goes through your head. I've been there. It's like, kind of looking through the side, like the side of your glasses, like, but someone's sitting there right now that wants to shift their life. Doesn't necessarily mean they're in pain or their life is tragic. They just want something different.
Yeah.
What do you think about, what would you say to them about getting into the knowledge industry?
Okay. I took both routes. So I can speak from experience from both sides of it, right? So I went the college route, and I still have student loan debt, right? Yeah. So I went the college route, have student loan debt. I also was unfulfilled in what I was doing. And it took me, years to do that. I bought a course, I went through it, 30 days. I got my first deal in 30 days and made 6 figures my first year. I bought the KBB course, went through the course, had a powerful event, made an impact on not hundreds of lives. I had a good turnout, and the lives of those women have been changed forever. So
you got paid to do it.
Yeah, got paid to do it. And I mean, the choice is yours, but to me, this side is like really far outweighing this side. And like I said, I'm just so, I can't reiterate it enough. I'm so fulfilled and happy.
And is that the most important thing?
It is.
I mean, income without fulfillment is probably the worst thing in the history of the world, because you feel, some part of you feels like, well, I got the $200,000 or $150,000 a year salary, but I hate my life. But I shouldn't be. I should be blessed. Like, I meet so many people that say, well, I got a great job, I'm blessed. I'm like, stop saying you're blessed. You're freaking miserable.
Right.
Like, yes, you make money, and you got the mid-sized Beamer, and you put your kids through school, and they love you. But are you, like, I want to shake people. Like, no, you're not, you might be blessed, but you're not feeling blessed. You're just saying it.
Right.
Like, who are you?
Yes.
So many people say, what do you want to accomplish? I have to be honest with you, Tony asked me this question 10 years ago. He looked me in the eyes and he said, you've accomplished so much, but I want to know who you're going to become by the time you're 50. Tony asked me that when I was in my mid-40s. He looked me in the eyes, who are you going to become? Who do you want to be? Not do you want to accomplish? You've already accomplished more than most people in the world. And that question fundamentally shifted me. Like, who did you want to become? Like, you wanted to become someone that was, I'm surely, successful and show your family, and you did that. Yeah. But you were successful, but you were compromising your happiness.
Right.
So now you have the opportunity to, like, who you are is the mom you want to be, the wife you want to be, the leader you want to be, the impact you want to make. Is there any price you can put on that?
It's not. It's priceless, literally. Literally.
I get fired up about this stuff because it's such a game changer. And so you hit the button, you got the course, you put in your credit card, you got the course, you got it. What did you feel when you first got it?
Well, I know, like, your name, I was already familiar with your name and Tony. I'm like, I can't really lose with Tony and Dean, right? So I was anxious to get started. Like, I started immediately. Yeah. I went all in immediately. It didn't feel overwhelming. Like, the way you guys break it down, you're able to consume it in small parts and just after each step implement, right?
That was the goal. We obsessed over a year to do that.
And you guys nailed it, because that's exactly the way it was laid out to do. Like, you learn the information and it's consumable in a short amount of time, each module, what have you, and you implement, and that's it. before you know it, you're done and you're on your way to planning an awesome event.
Yeah, I love it. And you know, I had the theory, I probably said it in the course a bunch of times, but I kept thinking people need high levels so they understand it. But so many times if people build a course or do a training and just have high level and leave you there like, well, what do I do? So my whole vision for each section, and Tony, when we were laying it out, was how do we start off high and then go down to like a V and get tighter and tighter and tighter. And then at the end is like, this is exactly what to do now. So it's like, overview and then the tactical piece. Here's the sales page you do. Here's the order page. Here's the marketing letter. Did you feel that way?
Thing. Absolutely. That's exactly the way you, I mean, you could tell you were intentional with the way you laid it out. And like I said, I am a connoisseur of courses. I've taken a lot of courses because I believe in self-knowledge. Like that's my thing now, you know? And this course is by far the best course I've ever taken.
Oh, thank you so much. And then what about the bonus of being part of the Facebook group?
The Facebook group is amazing. Like, to be honest, Dean, like the course is worth it just for that, especially if you're someone who doesn't have a support system at home, your family is not supportive, you just don't have that. The community is so supportive, and not just in
encouraging. It's the most amazing family. It is a family.
It is a family, and it's not just like encouraging words, you get that too, but there are actually people that will help you. Like I said, I had a KBB member come down from New York to my event, and she facilitated my mastermind for me.
How incredible.
And then I also had a KBB member, she bought a ticket and she came to the mastermind at my event, and she's speaking at the next event.
Wow, how great is that?
Yeah,
you know, that community, we were really hoping the community would turn into a family, but it's better than we could ever imagine.
It is.
I mean, that's why I'm in there every single week and teaching every Monday to keep that momentum going, because at the end of the day, so many times an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, someone that wants to do their own thing, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to start your own business, have your own business, be on your own time. Those thoughts are kind of, they're abstract. They're different than the norm.
Yeah.
So when you go from corporate America and do what everybody else does, and you want to start your own thing, and maybe you can share this with me, sometimes it's a lonely period.
Yeah.
Because friends and family love you, but they're like, oh, she's, okay, you want to try your thing, you'll be back. You know what I mean? You'll be back. We'll see you when you come back, right? So it's a lonely thing, and I know that. And I just wanted a place, and so did Tony, where people could plug into. So if you have a bad day, you go to the group and you get fired up. You hit a little roadblock, you go ask for help. You have a win, that's why I want everybody to share their wins. I mean, you see the wins come. Can you believe this is happening? I mean, can you believe this is happening? What you're doing is happening all over the world, 80 countries right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like, you guys have done a paradigm shift with this. I mean, it's going to totally change, literally going to change the world.
Well, I appreciate that. That's what our goal is.
Yeah, literally. And the community is, I mean, it's so supportive and encouraging, and it is like a family, and you have a family of people that can relate to what you're
right. So when everybody thinks you're crazy, you come back and you got 20,000 people going, you're not crazy, we're changing the world, we're creating a movement. And I know what that does. It gives people that I say it all the time, you know this, the culture of progress. As long as you're moving forward. Maybe you don't go as fast as you. You went 100 miles an hour while you were 9 months pregnant and you got it done. But some people are still in that job. Right? So they got to do an hour a day or 2 hours a week.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Because inevitably, as long as they don't give up, there's no way they can't be a part of this.
Exactly. I don't know which book I read, but it was a saying in a book, like, if you have a roadmap, which KBB, the course, is your roadmap, as long as you're taking the steps, the modules are your steps, each, you know, however, as long as you stay on that course, eventually you're going to get to your destination. You can't really, I mean, you won't not make it. You won't. You will succeed as long as you stay the course. First, you have to get the course, but and then stay the course, and you'll succeed.
Last couple of questions. You spending more time with your family now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your favorite stuff to do?
My children are here now with me.
Are they really?
Yeah.
All 5?
Yeah, not all 5 of them. So the 2 younger ones, my babies, and my husband are here with me now.
So what are their ages?
So I have 16, 14, 9, 2, and 6 months.
That's awesome. Well, I don't feel, I have 13 and 11 and 1 in 3 months from now. Wow. So what's some of those things you guys like to do together as a family?
We like going to the movies. We still, like I said, we'll drive for dollars, and, you know, we make that a family thing because that, you know, brings in income too. So we love doing that. Traveling. We love going, you know, sometimes we'll just take it like a staycation, like a short destination, just go to a hotel and just, chill and, watch movies. And, I mean, we love spending time together, like just quality time. And that's another thing, like my children and probably most children, like they don't care about the money and the materialistic things like that. They really value spending quality. Even my teenage children, like they're in their own little teenage phase, but they'll come and, they let me know like in a roundabout kind of way that they want that quality time and they enjoy doing those type of things. And I'm able to do that with them now. And
yeah, like it's priceless. When you said before you were happy, like there's nothing more important than that. Right. Because, if you read all and this is just on a personal, but you read all the statistics on keeping kids away from trouble, out of drugs, all those things that we, as parents, you don't want your kids to go towards, right? And every book I read, because I kind of geeked out when I was having babies, and I love self-education, right? So I didn't learn it in school, so I learned, and there's not many common denominators to kids that stay away from trouble. Ones that have, the best word I heard, and it's something you'll think about, is delayed gratification. The kids that get in the most trouble are the ones that want the fun, the excitement right now. Like I want the high now. I don't mean just drugs, but like the adrenaline, and maybe that's too early of doing things, all the stuff, right? And it said the kids that learn delayed gratification, the kids that make smarter decisions, the only common factor was that they spent more quality time with their parents.
Wow.
Like, so there was a lot of things. It was like certain schools, certain IQ, where they grew up, in inner city, outer city, country, all those things. There was no variables except for quality time. And even they boiled it down to parents who sat down and had dinner
together.
Just dinner alone.
Yeah.
Just dinner alone. Kids who had dinner with their parents 4 days a week or more had a 25% higher grade average.
Wow.
Smoked 50% less. Didn't try drugs till 4 years later. Teenage pregnancy was like a third. And the only common denominator between those kids that
spending quality time.
4 to 5 days a week with their parents having a real conversation.
Wow.
And when I think about that, it doesn't mean the parents that don't do that are bad parents. They might just be stuck in something they can't.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why, like, when people ask me, why are you so passionate about this? You don't need anything else. Like, I need to help more people.
Exactly.
Right? And I'm glad that you feel that way.
And because a lot of women, especially women with children, they resonate with me a lot because they're trying to figure out, like, they went through what I went through when I was in corporate America. They're there now and they want to get out and don't know how. And so, that's where I come in. Like, I have to show them the best way that I know how. It's how they can escape that because they're feeling exactly the way I feel. Like, I will never forget when I had to leave my children at the bus stop because I had to leave so early to go to work and I couldn't afford to pay for before and after daycare. It's like I was making enough where I couldn't afford, I couldn't qualify for any type of assistance, government assistance. Yeah. And I wasn't making enough where I could afford to.
Yeah, it was limbo.
I was right in the middle, right? And I would have to leave my children at the bus stop and trust them in the care of someone, another parent that I don't really know. You kind of try to get to know your neighbors, but I don't really know. I had to trust that they would care for my children and look after them and keep them safe long enough for them to get on the bus while I'm driving to work.
Yeah. That's tough.
And I would call my mom, she and I would talk and she would like, you can't do that. My grandbabies, I don't feel safe with my grandbaby. I'm like, I don't feel safe either, but I don't have a choice. This is what I have to do until I can do something else so I can do better, And I would get to work and I would call Dean. I would call the school and like,
I would do the same thing.
Asking, are they at school? And the school would be like, what's wrong? I was like, just please, can you just verify that they're there? Yeah. And,
So what's that worth to you, right? I mean, is there any money in the world worth that? The freedom of like, you probably take your kids to school now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I drive them to school, I pick them up, I go to their activities,
Yeah.
And again, the babies are home, home with me. I can't put a price on that.
Yeah, I love it. Last couple things, we did this little challenge, but what does being a knowledge broker mean to you?
Being a knowledge broker, to me, it means being able to impact people's lives in a way that otherwise number one, they just don't know exists. Like I had no idea that this world even existed because I was taught, like, you know, to go to school, get the job, and work there until you die. Not till you die, but until you retire. And then at that time, you're too old to really enjoy if you know, made enough, you know, saved up enough in a 401k or what have you. If you were able to save up enough and have some type of retirement, you're kind of too old to even enjoy it. Like you missed your whole life. So to me, being a knowledge broker is being able to change that, like change the paradigm, shift the paradigm, change people's lives, make an impact. And to me, like I said, I want to be able to leave a legacy in this world, not only for my family, but to be able to leave a legacy for other people and know that I've helped to change other people's lives in a way that my life has been changed.
Now you see why Tony and I are so passionate about this, right? Look at just the 5 people that are here right now. Look how many lives just you 5 have been in touch with or changed.
Absolutely.
Think of our 21,000 strong knowledge brokers. How many lives have changed? Think about when we do the live event next year.
Oh my God.
And there's 6,000 of us in one room. How many lives are being changed? Because that's how we change the world. And that's why we're so passionate. But now you got the bug. So Tony and I can just see so many people, but if we can help teach the teachers, impact the impactors, like that's
it's a domino effect.
It is.
It's a domino
And then,
effect.
so if you would do the whole other thing too, is like, so how do you impact people's lives? Like, what are you doing? I know we talked about it, but I'd love to use this in another place. So you could say, I impact people's lives by, and I know you teach women real estate.
Absolutely. So I impact people's lives by specifically women, but not just women, but I impact their lives by teaching them how to invest in real estate in a way where either if they're working a job, I show them how they can do it by working a few hours a day. And if they aren't working a job, I still show them how they can manage being a mom or a wife and still doing the business by working a few hours a day.
I love
and
it.
being able to be present with their families, but making enough of a living where you don't need corporate America and you can free yourself from that lifestyle.
I love it. And do you love considering yourself a knowledge broker?
I do. Actually, I didn't even know that terminology.
We made it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we made it up.
I was going to say, I never heard that term.
Yeah, so
before.
The truth of the matter is what we hope is like Google. They made that name up.
Yeah.
Knowledge broker wasn't a name, but what we're hoping with our 21,000 people strong, that within 5 years, people are like, hey, you're a knowledge broker? You got all that knowledge?
Yeah.
You should be brokering that knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we want the world to see.
Yeah, and that's so cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best. Thank you for coming here and doing this and sharing. You're going to impact a lot of lives.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative to you. Like, this is life-changing. I'm so appreciative.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So good to meet you.
Likewise.
I hope you enjoyed today's training. Now go to deanstraining.com to make sure you reserve a spot for the special online training I'm doing with my dear friend Tony Robbins to show you how to take what you already know, your expertise, in fact, sometimes a mess, how to turn that into a message, impact lives, and gain next level success. If you're intrigued, then you need to go to deanstraining.com. What's up? What's up? Hey, before you go, you need to watch these next few videos. They're absolute game changers. Hurry up and click right over here and watch them, and I'll see you there.